Hello, thank you very much for joining us on platform. I'm Ruth Aguela. It is widely recognized that the successful adaptation of new technologies is crucial for economic growth and sustainable development. Now, biotechnology is one aspect of these technologies. The wide range of biotechnology techniques provides an opportunity for developing countries like Nigeria to adopt new technologies which can be tailored to friendly environmental and societal needs in a sustainable manner. In 2001, the National Biotechnology Policy was approved by the federal government, which led to the establishment of the National Biotechnology Development Agency, NABDA. Now, the agency was established under the aegis of the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovation to implement policy that is aimed at promoting, coordinating certain research and development priority and the deployment of cutting-edge biotechnology processes and products for the socio-economic well-being of the nation. But questions, comes to mind. How well has the agency been able to carry out well-focused research and development in biotechnology in priority areas such as food and agriculture, health, industry, environment and other strategic sectors for national development? What strides has been achieved to ensure Nigeria becomes self-reliant in biotechnology development and the application of its various activities based on products and services? Today on Platform, we will focus on the role of biotechnology in socio-economic development. And our guest is the Director General, National Biotechnology Development Agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa. Thank you very much for joining us, Prof.
Thank you.
All right, just before we introduce our panelists, let's take you through a bit of Prof's profile. Professor Abdullahi Mustafa is a professor of bioinorganic chemistry and champion in the advancement of biotechnology in Nigeria. He is a member of the Nigerian Institute of Chartered Chemists, Royal Society of Chemistry, United Kingdom, and fellow Chemical Society of Nigeria. Professor Abdullahi Mustafa is a prolific researcher with over 43 scientific publications and a book titled Multi-Dentate Ligands in the Synthesis of Multimetallic Compounds. That's the synthetic approach. He's also a recipient of several awards. Professor Mustafa is the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology Governor and Liaison Officer for Nigeria. Let's leave that profile there. There's so much about Prof you may want to know, but the conversation will definitely tell us more on his capacity when it comes to pushing for biotechnology in Nigeria. Thank you, Prof, for coming.
Thank you.
All right, panelist is our correspondent here in NTA, Justin Bem Unye. Justin, nice to have you on platform.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. So, Prof, there's a whole lot, that has changed over time. Even following the signing of the Biotechnology Act last year by Mr. President, that changed a lot for this sector in sciences, talking about biotechnology. But, educate us for the benefit of those who may be wondering the areas of concern when we're saying biotechnology development. What exactly are we talking about?
Well, thank you very much for having me on this program. And I was wanting to say that in the introduction, you didn't say that we have an enabling act that Mr. President has endorsed. So
yes,
now
because I was going to bring it up.
Exactly. Now you have corrected it, and that is good. That is what we are always happy to share, that Mr. President just last year has assented to the bill that was sent from the National Assembly for the recognition of National Biotechnology Development Agency as a research institute, and that is a milestone for the
Nigeria,
country. Of course, that is it. And national biotechnology is a research that many countries have taken lead, and they have gone far in biotechnology. Recently we had the Science and Technology Expo, and I have delivered a lecture in the progress and using the biotechnology for socio-economic development of the country.
Okay.
And in that I have made mention that there are several countries that have taken lead most especially all those multi-billion-dollar companies that are involved in pharmaceutical industries, like Moderna, like AstraZeneca, and crops like Bayer, Monsanto, and many more, that have taken lead, and they are multi-billion-dollar companies across the world. But mostly these companies are situated in Europe, America, then Europe, and then some parts in some Asia. And that is why we have looked at it that in Africa we have only a small number of companies that are coming up in terms of biotechnology, and when you look at it, we need to do more, and that is what we have focused on. These companies are supposed to spring up as a result of researches that we are doing in biotechnology. So we are trying to see what we can do in those areas of biotechnology interest in Nigeria. And we have 5 technical departments that have focused on this research activity in Nigeria for springing up these companies that will come up to compete across the world, which will give us an upper hand for creating job and for maintaining the peaceful environment that is the ecosystem, the cleaner environment, and in medical and agriculture. So we have 5 technical departments in the agency which is focused on these researches. One is agricultural biotechnology, second is environmental biotechnology, third is food and industrial biotechnology, then we have genes, genomic and bioinformatics biotechnology, and then we have medical biotechnology. And in all these areas we have researches that are frontiers that have started changing the face of the economy in the country. Research is something that cannot be seen with naked eyes, but the product can be seen, and the impact is not something that you cannot see physically. If you're talking about building bridges, building structures, so it's
That's
not something like that.
Exactly.
So it's something that will make an impact on people, and people can feel it. They may not physically see it, they may not actually see where it is coming from, but it will just be there for them. They will have easy ride in those areas, most especially I've told you in the area of agriculture.
And that's one area we're going to explore in the course of the conversation. I know Justin wants to come up with a question now, so Justin, go ahead.
Yes, let me just take you up from the area of agriculture you talked about. One of your mandates is for the crop improvement, towards food security. And just recently, your agency confirmed that Nigerian farmers, will receive a boost, this planting season, talking about this year, to improve food production because of a release of an insect and drought-resistant maize to the farmers. Now, this crop improvement obviously is coming in addition to what you've done before, talking about the BT cotton, the cowpea, and now the maize is coming. So far, what has been the story, in making progress so far towards the aim of food security?
You see, that project of Telemaize is a consortium of scientists that have come together, and we are proud to be part of that consortium that have developed that Telemaize that is insect resistant and drought resistant, and this is going to change the narrative around the feed for animals and then food for human in the country, because the yield is going to be very, very high, and the quality of the maize, and the farmers are going to have quite a lot in their pocket, and the expenditure by importing chemicals that used to be sprayed using to to stall the insect from attacking the maize. All these are the advantages that will draw into that. The agencies that we are collaborating with is African Agricultural Technology Foundation. They just a few moments they were in my office to strengthen that relationship, and we have Institute of Agricultural Research Zaria, and we're working with them and some other institutions, including National Biosafety Management Agency. So, you know, as you completed the research, you have to submit it for National Varietal Release Committee, which is also now within the jurisdiction of National Biotechnology Development Agency, because we have an agency that hosted that National Varietal Committee, and we have an office that is hosting that. Before it was an agency, but now it is merged with NAFDA. So we are working now smoothly as an organ in NAFDA. So all these researches that we have completed about telomeres, we have forwarded it to National Varietal Release Committee, and they're working on it. And the National Varietal Release Committee, they have to take certain considerations before it is approved for release. We anticipated that it was going to be released this December, because I was there this December for the National Varietal Release Committee meeting.
That was last year, December.
Yes, so this National Varietal Release Committee is something that look into crops varieties that will be released in the country, and many crops have been submitted, and that one we were looking at it that we have not completed, so we don't want to rush to complete that and submit it. So we are taking steps, but hopefully in the next National Varietal Release Committee that is going to be released. So that is the situation with the telomeres.
Okay, now that's just for telomeres. We have the BT cotton he mentioned and all of that, and you have just mentioned the process in place, you know, for the varieties that will eventually, you know, be approved. Now, application of genetically modified technology for crops and livestock, of course, the advantages are obvious, and farmers are direct beneficiaries of these innovations and technologies. Now, what is the level of acceptance from the farmers? Are they really aware of these benefits when we talk about, you know, easy pesticide control, you know, good yield and all of that? Are they well sensitized on the benefits of having this varieties?
I was just telling this African Agricultural Technology Foundation, when they visited me in the office, I was telling them that we are proud to collaborate with them. We have our own mechanism in-house in the National Biotechnology Development Agency for that, and then we team together to now enlighten people that this technology is safe, this technology is very, very good, and this technology is what is going to drive us to the promised land. We usually put together the stakeholders, from farmers to extension workers to traditional rulers, politicians, whoever is a stakeholder in this consortium. We try to bring them closer. We explain, we ask them if they have any question, so that we can make it clear, so that they will understand that the technology is there for their development, the technology is there for their for the improvement of
as a way of
whatever
driving
they're doing.
sensitization.
We are doing that, and that I mentioned that the Open Forum for Agricultural Biotechnology, and then what we have been doing, like this program that I'm doing with you, is also because we have millions of viewers that are interested in this kind of thing, and then they will listen to me. So whatever we said, this kind of sensitization is the people are really appreciating what we are doing, and they have accepted very, very well what we are doing, and we don't have any problem with them now.
Okay, Prof, what I want to get clear is the direct response from the farmers, because I'm sure these researchers, when they, you know, present their innovations and all of that, those who are responsible to transmit this information to the farmers are there,
especially
right?
at the grassroots level.
Yes, especially the grassroots. Now, some of them may not have access to social media or, mainstream media. Is there a direct contact when it comes to sensitization? I know you mentioned the critical stakeholders like the clerics, traditional rulers. Are they responding? Like, are they ready to embrace these new technologies?
Well, yes, that's what I told you. All the stakeholders. I started with the farmers because even the president, All Farmers Association of Nigeria, we're working closely with him, and all of them. Whenever we have a program, we carry them along. We go to the program with all of them. I mean, for example, we have a program in one state. We call the farmers there, we call the association, we call all that are involved in as a stakeholder in that area. So that's what we do. We do it through the social media, and we do it physically. We put them together. So we go from town to town trying to enlighten people, and that is a method that we have taken. We even go to churches, mosques, and what have you, so that we get closer to the people. So these are the techniques that we follow to see that we have enlightened people, and we get positive response from them. We have testimonies that farmers have been making when we go to them, when we give them the plant, when we give them the crop, when they plant the crop, they harvested it, they see what they have gained. For example, the advantage not using too much chemicals, the advantage of high yield, and the advantage that there is no insect attack and drought resistant, all those things. Remember, just last 2 years we have a drought problem here in the country, and then just last year we have flood resistance. So this kind of thing is what we enlighten them, and the crops that we produce, they resistant to this kind of climatic change. So these are the advantages that when they see that, they are very much happy. When I conducted one program, like a phone-in program, somewhere in one radio station, and if you see that the farmers, how they were calling, if you see how they were coming to the office, because I told them that our office is open, they can always come and visit our office, and whatever they have as a problem, we link them. We are a research institute. We don't normally go to the farm to actually do that, but at times it necessitates that we have to directly have contact with the farmers, because we are the scientists. We know what is there, so we can explain better. So you see them trooping into the office trying to clarify one thing or another, and then asking about where can they get this seed, where can get this seed that has this technology in it. So we have that acceptability, and we have people that are very, very happy with what we are doing.
Now, let's a quick one here. Your agency, we understand, is championing in the course of trying to attain food security. You are championing a new and emerging technology. Well, we say this in biotechnology, and of course this new emerging technology is a tool in biotechnology which is called the genome editing in crop production. Can you tell us how far you've gone in the process for adoption of this technology in Africa and Nigeria, and how different it is from what we've known before?
Well, genome editing technology is another technology which is part of the biotechnology. Is different from the conventional one. This one is very simple, very safe also. We have a policy document that regulates that already with the National Biosafety Management Agency, and then we are working with African Union, Abuja NEPAD Development Association, Abuja NEPAD. This Abuja NEPAD has come to Nigeria for partnership with us to see that we have now started using this technology in all our products. And when we had a meeting just recently in Lagos, what we come up with, we have started working with a research group, bringing the people from academia, from this African Union Development Authority and the National Biotechnology Development Agency, to see that that we come up and bring a research that is going to solve a problem that is persistent in Nigeria. Part of it, what we have agreed to start with, is tomato. You know, we have a problem with shelf life of tomato in this country. You see that farmers are wasting quite a lot of money because the tomato cannot last longer. For example, if you are transporting it from north to the south, if you are transporting in the north, there is heat that is a problem, and then when you go there in the south, wet because of rainfall. There are so many other things that are contributing towards this problem. So instead of just waiting to keep on thinking about how to do that, we form a group instantly, and then the research group has sprung into action. We're going to use that gene editing technology because the African Union, Audenepad, is interested in this big problem that is ravaging across all African continent, because the problem is not only in Nigeria but all other countries across the continent. So we have come together now. We have begun to write this, consolidate the research proposal, and then the African Union is going to support that 100%, and then we do it in Nigeria, and then we benefit. So this is what we are doing with the gene edition technology, and we have other crops. You know, we cannot start all at one time.
Okay.
We just choose tomato because we see that that is a big problem, because it's food, is something that we eat all the time. So we have to find a solution so that farmers cannot lose, and then we have to find a solution so that we can now improve the economy of the nation.
You know, when we talk about emerging technologies as such, one question that comes to the minds of Nigerians or everyone, first is the concern for safety. What are you telling Nigerians about biosafety mechanism, you know, when it comes to the exploitation of, you know, such an emerging technology?
Just to add to what Justin said, this is something new for a lot of Nigerians, people who don't understand these technologies. And if you want to recommend in terms of saying, okay, these are the benefits, this is what could come out in terms of for the economy. People don't understand, how is this going to be beneficial? Not everybody though, to the economy. So break it down.
Well, I've told you about the economy. You know, for example, if you're talking about the insect resistant, you're talking about using billions of dollars every year to purchase chemical to now spray. For example, that cowpea, you have to be spraying almost about 8 times per season. And these 8 times you're using liters of chemicals. How much are you spending there? 2, if you reduce that maybe to 1 or 2 times, then you have saved quite a lot of money. 2, you know, a lot of our crops, when they are taken outside, when they are tested, you see that they will say, no, we don't want crops from Nigeria because of excessive chemical that is in it. So now we have dodged that. We are because there is a minimum amount of chemical that's supposed to be in each of the food crops that you are exporting from outside the country. So that one also we have even that, which means we are going to get more money from there. 3, you see the yield, because we use an improved variety, and this yield is going to be really, really high. And 3, the ecosystem. The moment you spray, you kill a lot of insects, which probably contribute to the stabilization of the ecosystem, and then that is what brings about a lot of problems, even the drought, even the climate change and what have you. So the ecosystem is going to be balanced. And also, when you have high yield, you see farmers that run away from the farming because it's not profitable. Now when they see there is high yield, multiple of money will come into their pocket, then they will now go back. By that, you have now created quite a lot of job for people. And then apart from that, when you create a job for people, the people that are going to uptake that crop, I mean that seed, that crop to now market, will get job, and the people that are going to use it as when they process it as food, a lot of people are going to get job there. So you see, there is a job creation, wealth creation, the health, the environment, and what have you. So these are the multiple advantages that you can get. This is just an example of only one crop. And then for the safety, what would we have in place is that Nigeria has a very, very standard regulation which many African countries used to come to Nigeria to copy. I remember last year we have received people from Ghana, we have received people, team from Ethiopia, Mozambique, Ethiopia, and some other African countries to come to Nigeria to emulate what we have done. The biosafety processes, you know, we cannot do everything at one go in the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. We have National Biosafety Management Agency, which is in the Ministry of Environment. So whatever we do,
so
we transmit it. Yes, we transmit it there. For them to assess, to bring the quality out, to say that the moment we start, before we even continue, before we reach certain, we have to inform them that we are starting this research, and then they will come and monitor it at every stage, up to the level of completion. And remember, after that, we have to even send it to National Variety Release Committee. So that is, there are some mechanism of check and balance that we follow to make sure that no mistake has been made. And when you look at it, it is not only in Nigeria that this technology is being used. Across the world, people are using this technology for over 25 years and nothing happened to them. And they are following this very critical scrutiny of method to make sure that all these things are followed the way they are supposed to follow it. And that is how it is. If you look at it in many countries across the world, for example, if we take America, for example, recently we have visited United States of America, and then we have seen how they produce soybean, and this soybean is 100% using biotechnology. They improve it using biotechnology. And this soybean is exported to many countries, including African countries and Nigeria. And we are using it, and nobody complains. So we have been using that. And then if you go to America, for example, if you go to America or even some countries across Africa, all those confectionaries that you see made from maize or made from soybean that are delivered into our dough, is made from is BT, is biotechnology product, because 98% of the maize that is being produced there is biotechnology product. So all the processes, what have you, you package it well, you bring it to us, and we are happy, we take it, and it's biotechnology product. So you see, it's not that we are not following the actual step to make sure that this thing is done rightly. All across the world, people are following it exactly the way we are following it. So I think there is no worries about it.
I'm sure why Justin asked that question. You know, some years back, not everybody embraced. When we hear genetically modified products, people just shy away from it. And as Nigerians, you agree with me that a lot of people, especially our mothers and fathers who are in the rural communities, they're used to just having these naturally grown crops, you know, or for their livestock and all of that. So I'm sure that's why he's asking that question. But since you've talked about the benefits for the economy, sometime last year, you were pushing for the stopping of importation of bioethanol. Now, you said Nigeria has the capacity to produce thousands or if not millions of liters per day of bioethanol, and that is if we use the yeast we have in the country. Now, bioethanol, you know what I'm talking about, fuel supplements. So where is Nigeria in that stage? Are we still importing such if we have the capacity to produce?
You see, our own is conduct research, and then we tell people this is what we have. And we have so many researches that are like this bioethanol yeast fermentation catalyst. So when you have this research, you tell people this is what you have. Just recently, late last year, we have people that come up to say that they want to collaborate with us. However, it is the funding issue that stole everything. I remember the enthusiasm of that person that is coming to me to say that because I've spoken with people from Paraguay, I've spoken with people from China, they want to come up and form this thing, and so that Nigerians will benefit from it. But unfortunately, the funding issue is the problem. We have a very beautiful proposal. We have a team that are enthusiastic. The plan was to make a consortium whereby we improve the cattle that we have in Nigeria for meat production. And you know, Paraguay is very, very experienced in exporting meat across the globe, and they are coming in to help Nigeria to build that strength. And we have on the other hand, using sweet sorghum for the production of bioethanol, and this China is coming up to see that we collaborate to form this consortium. So the bagasse and what have you that you get from the sweet sorghum is what you give to the animal, that is the cows, to fatten them. So there is no loss in it. And then the technology is using, because I told them that we have power supply and power problem, that is we cannot have steady. No, the technology is there. We use, because they can bring machines that can use that bioethanol to power our generator. So you see that everything is within something that we can contain here in Nigeria.
I just want to hold your thoughts. You're going to pick up with that conversation. Let's go on a break.
Sees that the Buhari-led administration has made remarkable progress,
like Lafia Transmission Station nearing completion.
Africa does not need charity, but partnerships that will promote the adequate investment
with the cooperation of all.
Sharing firsthand the experiences of reporters on the field as they bring to you weekly the beauty of Nigeria's diverse culture and the economic potentials therein. The Correspondents, development through the eye of the grassroots, showing every Monday at 1:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA, with a repeat broadcast on NTA News 24 and NTA International. Join us.
Allow these children to grow.
Yes.
Many of them, you have somebody 14, 15 going to the university. Where are you going?
Information technology is the future.
Hello, a warm welcome to you. This is Platform. I'm Ruth Aguela.
If you don't create that awareness and you don't bring the young minds to identify that there are benefits in astronomy.
We have had experiences through various leadership strata, bringing us to where we can.
Platform engages guests on topical issues for national interest.
We have cases like that. We all to protect children and also make parents realize that they have a primary responsibility.
Join us every Thursday at 2 p.m. on the network service of the NTA.
Thanks for staying tuned. We're still looking at the role of biotechnology for socio-economic development in Nigeria. Now, Prof, you were just giving us a breakdown of the importance of the bioethanol that we could benefit as a country. So go ahead.
So what I was telling you, our role is just to conduct research and deliver the research to uptakers so that uptakers will now use it to boost the economy. We've done about our part when we are doing our part, but still we feel like we have to bring the people together to now improve on that. And what I was telling you is that lack of funding is the biggest problem. But we have the technology, we have everything that we can use that. I've discussed with the people from Paraguay, I've discussed with the people from China, and they are very much ready. So the funding, that's the only thing. And I've told you that in the researches that we are doing quite a lot. We have got starter culture for yogurt production, and this starter culture is very important in our economy. We need people to come and uptake. And the expo, we have got some people that are shown interest that they want to use the starter culture. Instead of expending our money outside to import this starter culture, the microorganism that you add to make the yogurt, in the industry. So you used what we have, that is the indigenous microorganism that we have isolated here in Nigeria. And these indigenous microorganisms are very, very important because they acclimatize with the environment, the condition, the climatic condition, and what have you. So if we can now dwell on that, we improve on that, we can have an industry that is producing this starter culture for the yogurt industries in Nigeria. So if you look at it, it's all around, and we have it now. We have shown it in the Science, Technology and Innovation Expo.
But just for clarity, Prof, are we still going to be importing that?
Well, if we don't get uptakers, we are now saying that we have the technology, we have it, people should come and it's not our own to now say we have to set an industry.
When the funds are readily available, yes, there's a kickoff.
Yeah, let them come and invest, let them come and take it so that we benefit, all Nigerians will benefit from it. Okay. So it's there. And what I will tell you also in the area of, we are working hard to see in the area of agriculture, the milk production, we have already started. This milk production, remember last time I was telling you that we are about to start. We have identified the cattle that are very important in the country. This improvement now we have started. Just last year, we have inseminated about 152 cows out of 250 that we have earmarked. And these 152 cows now we are expecting within 6 months to get the F1, that is the first generation. And this first generation, we are using genetic sequencing to see what character they acquired from from their parents. So we move on to that because we are targeting to see that we have produced 50 liters per cow per day, and we have started. So this year we've targeted 2,500 cows. What we are doing is that we have some few number of cows that we have in the agency, but we are using farms. Farms, people with private farms, to now incorporate them into the program. What we are doing is that we have a semen that we got from Brazil, which is have characteristic of what we have here in the country. So this semen is what we use to inseminate the cows, and then we are waiting to see the F1, and then if from the F1 we have a cow that can produce 50 liters per cow per day, that so be it, and that is good. Okay. If we have less, then we continue with the second generation, and until we optimize to have that close 15 or above liters per cow per day. And this is the target. We want to go across the nation to make sure that all the cows are inseminated. So that's why this year 2,500 because of the funding issue, and then next year we are going to go into like 10,000. This is what Brazil, this is what Paraguay, this is what Netherlands and what have you have done. At times you see over 40 years they have transformed all their cows. We have natural resources here, and these cows are there in abundance, and we are working also hand in hand for the improvement of the grass, to make sure that the grass are available for these cows to graze on it. And this is going to go a long way in helping the cutting the menace of others farmers clashes and the movement of this. It's just to complement this effort of the federal government of cattle ranching, or whichever name you may call it. But this is the effort, and we have started, and we are seeing the result this year.
Justin.
A little bit away from agriculture, problem solving in agriculture. You know, one major problem Nigeria has is the issue of power. Let's not even talk about for industrial purpose. Let's talk about for household usage. And we understand that one of your innovation tend to solve that problem. Talking about the biodigester that was locally fabricated for that purpose, and you said the bioenergy development program is designed for biogas production, and it can create about 10,000 jobs along the value chain. Is this technology still on the shelf, or what are you doing for it to go out there for the purpose it's meant for?
You see, it's not whatever we are doing. We are controlling because we are there to create wealth and health at the same time. So the sanity of the environment is what we look at, and then the creation of the wealth, and then the energy. So this is what we look at in this technology. And then what we did was to create the technology that when you added this technology into the mixture of the organic waste, it will produce the desired gas that you can burn. You can burn it for cooking, you can burn it to produce electricity, you can burn it to produce warming, whatever. There are many things that you can drive. So it's just a gas that can be generated. And what we look at is, because what you said is about the epileptic power issue, the rural community do not have power. So instead of just wasting the waste that you produce, then you take these organic waste and put it into the biodigesters. We have people that we have trained, and we are continuing to train them to make sure that they can handle that biodigesters. It's not a sophisticated thing, and we have people that are technologists that can easily go and repair it. So the technology is indigenous, and we have a rural electrification agency that we are working together with, and very recently we have talked with some people that are coming to just take it in large quantity to deploy it into the nation. And this I'm happy to tell you about, but we have not concluded everything yet, but we have people that are very interested. That time we have Science Technology Expo. We have people that approach us also to say that they are interested in these biodigesters, because it's promising. Instead of going to import these biodigesters from outside the country, we have people that fabricate the housing, and then we have the technologies that you add, the microorganism that to the exact volume, and then to produce the desired gas. You have to tune everything. That's the scientific aspect. That is the biotechnology that we added there. That is not the fabrication, but the actual science that is there to produce the gas.
Now, what Justin just brought up that you've responded to, of course it will go a long way, especially in this age of renewable energy, when the world is transiting to that. And another area that we should embrace, talking about Nigeria, local manufacturing, is vaccine, local vaccine manufacturing. Now, last year, WHO listed Nigerians among the 6 countries to transfer support for MRA, for the development and manufacturing of vaccine, local vaccine. What does that mean for Nigeria? Because if Nigeria is highly recognized, for that kind of fit, an enabling environment for that to thrive is also crucial. But what does this mean for Nigeria?
You see, that is in the area of medical biotechnology, and then this is our area of strength also. We are part of the consortium as research partners in that transfer technology, and we were working with Federal Ministry of Health on that. What it means is that Nigeria now, for example, you see, we have an issue last time when COVID came in. We don't have the capacity. We are at the mercy of those countries. Yes. So we have folded our arm, waiting for them to come and give us vaccines. Yes. So what the WHO says is that because we have approached the WHO, we have approached all those institutions that we know that they can come to the aid of the country. We have 200 million, over 200 million people. If we say that we fold our arm, we wait until they finish their people. It's a priority. They have their people also to give the vaccine to, and then we are there waiting. So if we have the technology, we could have just give it to our people, not waiting for them to give us. So that is why the technology transfer is very, very important. And when we have this messenger RNA technology transfer into the country, then we can pick up. We can develop any other vaccine that is peculiar to what we need. We don't need to rely on other countries to give us vaccine, but we can produce it.
Do we have the capacity?
We do have the scientists that can do this job.
Okay.
We do have. We have very, very talented scientists in this country. The only thing is the enabling environment. Part of the enabling environment is the funding, the research equipment, the light issue.
It's all part
the
of the capacity, I'm asking.
No. You see, in NABDA, now what I did when I came first into the agency, I make sure there was light. I make sure there was water in the environment. Without water and light, there is not going to be any science that can be conducted. So that is the enabling environment that I first make sure there was in NABDA. Okay. And now we're trying to see that I have brought central laboratory where across the nation everybody will come and conduct an experiment based on biotechnology in the agency, and we have started constructing that. And so if we have that, we have the enabling environment, and this technology transfer is going to be easy, and it's just training and retraining. Go there, what are they doing? People will come to you. So exchange of knowledge, but we have the platform that we can do it, and that is very, very important, and we have it. We have the capacity, we have the talented people, so that is available.
Justin?
Yes, in all this you've mentioned there, we've been talking about an array of technologies that you have rolled out. My concern here is your interface with the organized private sector. You mentioned it, a little bit in some of the discussions or some of the areas you talked about, but particularly, what is your interface like with the organized private sector, in terms of commercialization? You've said a lot of good things about the technologies you have economically and of course agricultural in different aspects. You just mentioned the biodigester for household power generation, the fertilizer production, several crop improvements, talking about the new varieties, milking, yogurt production, tackling desertification, vaccine production, as you just rightly said. How are you are a research institute, so how are you interfacing with the organized private sector to ensure that these research findings are being commercialized?
You see, part of it is to send an invitation to relevant people. We write a letter, invite them, and secondly, we have national the Science and Technology Exposition, and that is to display what we have, to attract the attention of those people that are interested in taking it to commercial scale. We have our institutions, in our institutions, an office that relate directly. If they come now, if like for example you want to develop that, if you come to my office, I will just link you to that office so that you develop it further and take all the necessary steps for uptaking that research to commercialization. So we have that. So it's very, very important that people should know that we are there for them, and all our research is open for them to come and invest. That is what is obtained outside the country, in the developed world. People will invest their money in researches, and the moment the research has come up, you see that they are the one to now reap the benefit, because you commercialize all these things that you see that is being imported from outside the country is as a result of science, technology, and innovation. And then the people that does it, they are not the one that now use their companies to produce it massively. No, it's the investors that come, and then you tell them how the process is going on, and then they produce it in mass, and then people will get money, people will use it as because of its advantage and many more advantages.
Prof, anywhere in the world, research drives, development, and we cannot ignore the presence of biotechnology in Nigeria. It has come to stay, no doubt. Now, few years, looking ahead, projection for the future, what are some of the impediments you want to see removed if biotechnology must thrive in Nigeria?
Well, I'm happy with the development of biotechnology now, and what I would like is seeing that there is going to be funding. This is the only thing. If funding is available, more researchers are going to be involved, and then secondly, encouraging the investors to come and take these researches. If we have this, we'll go a long way. I've told you in the beginning of the program, I said the other countries that have gone far in biotechnology, they are making billions of dollars every year. Billions of dollars, and many millions of people are working in there, and these billions of dollars including what we are buying from them in Africa. So all this biotechnology thing, if we can invest in it, we can put money in it, it is going to be economic driving factor in this country. And because we are everywhere, everything you see now, you can use biotechnology to optimize it, you can use biotechnology to improve it, you can use biotechnology to make it better.
Yes.
And that is the future. Biotechnology is the future. So if we can invest...
Are you weighing investors, talking about the agency?
Well, investors, yes, we have to. In science, generally science, technology and innovation, if you don't have investors,
you can sustain.
It is something. Government is supporting the research, yes.
But government can do it alone.
That's what I'm saying. So if government supported the research is out, so the investors should come and take it. They should believe in our scientists. They should believe that we are the one now. They should believe that we can do it.
Yes.
Because when they believe we can do it, they invest their money, then definitely this thing will be uptaken, and then it will be produced, and then people will use it. So it's not only crops. When you talk about biotechnology, it's not only crops, but there are many more. That's, as you mentioned, vaccine, environment, energy, and all other aspects of biotechnology that you can think of. So we have just started, and then we are going really fast, and we are doing very well in biotechnology in Nigeria.
Okay.
So we are hoping that in the near future we'll definitely improve in that area, where we will see companies in Nigeria resurrected, and we will see biotechnology companies making headway across the globe.
Okay, I know Justin has a last question.
Just a question, a quick one before we let you go, Prof. You have rightly, from what I gather from what you've said, it's high time Nigeria and Africa embrace biotechnology for economic development. What would be your word? What would you have to say about the naysayers or the pessimists when they hear about development in biotechnology?
Very briefly, Prof. Go ahead.
I would like to call on them to read widely and to investigate widely to make sure that they have got their fact right. If not, they will continue to be saying something that is not actually the actual real thing. So I call on them to read widely and make sure they understand what they are reading. If they don't understand, let them understand. Let them ask those that are very knowledgeable in the area, so that they will understand. If they understand this thing, we won't have any problem. If you read, you won't have any problem.
Which is why the agency should do more of awareness. Thank you so much for your input and enlightening Nigerians and me and Justin, to know more on the benefits of embracing biotechnology. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Justin Bemonye, thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
All right, we've been discussing the role of biotechnology for socio-economic development. When you're talking food, health, agriculture, if Nigeria must become an industrialized nation, and if we want to mitigate climate change, biotechnology is the future. I'm Ruth Aguwele. That's Platform. Bye.